Okay, so it's 2 o'clock and I'm just about to start the webinar for remote learning and communication tools. Hopefully you're all settled down with a nice cup of tea. It's only going to take about half an hour, but the kind of aim and outcome for this session is that you get a little bit of kind of knowledge of a few different apps and programs and pieces of software that we at Crosby are going to use to hopefully enhance your apprenticeships while the coronavirus is going on and we're all on lockdown. These are quite unprecedented times, so we thought it would be nice to show you not only what we're using, but also, you know, some things that you could use in your own workplace or your own industries or settings. So I will talk through some of the uses of them, but hopefully you can see, you can kind of see the use of each one and think, oh, I could apply that to my own workplace. So I actually delivered this last Monday for our own Crosby staff. I was asked to put something together very quickly in light of what's happened, the lockdown, having to teach remotely from home. One of our values here at Crosby is that we evolve, innovate and learn at pace. But more so than that, we want to make sure that we are delivering the best teaching and best learning experiences that we can. We like to go above and beyond, so we've devised a way to do that so that you are getting the absolute best out of your apprenticeships. And equally, you can hopefully take something from this and go on and use it in your own workplaces. So, excuse me, I'm going to start with an app or a program called Twiddler. So Twiddler is a collaborative whiteboard app. As you can see, it's an online whiteboard for the modern classroom. And we know that the modern classroom nowadays might be 50 different people scattered all over the country looking at their computer screens. So I've got a few people on hand to help me with demonstrating this to you. But if you can just kind of watch for now, that would be fantastic. So what I've got is Twiddler. You type into Google Twiddler and I've got a lovely little handout to send you all afterwards. Equally, I'm recording this session, so if I go a bit too fast, I do apologise. I am a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. But if I do go too fast, it is being recorded and I will send that out to people afterwards if you want to watch. So Twiddler, we go to Google, we type in Twiddler. I've got my things ready this afternoon, but you will go to Google, type in Twiddler, and it's very straightforward. There is no setup or no login. You click Start New Whiteboard and up pops your whiteboard. So I'm going to ask the people that are watching today to type this link in here, the one that I'm going to highlight. So it's www.twiddler.com. I can actually copy and paste that and put that in the chat. So in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you. I can copy and paste that and put that in Teams chat so that the people who are helping me know where to go. So if I go back to my internet, I should have, there we are, I've got Craig who's joined. This is me. I'm going to change my name. So this has got quite a few functions. I'm guessing that's possibly Lily, Mark who's joined. Hopefully they'll change their name for me. So as you can see across the top, you can do lots of different things with it. I can highlight and use it as a whiteboard. Better if you've got an iPad, and it does work brilliantly on the iPad with the pencil if you've got one, or a tablet, fantastic. Equally, so there we are, we've got people drawing on it now for us. I can import a document. So would it be if we had an important policy document that we wanted to collaborate on and change, we could all get together and highlight it. I could, you know, write on it and say, I don't like this part, I do like this part. I could put text notes on it because then it can be saved. So a whole group chat and a whole group meeting that you've had with 5-10 different people, you can save. You know, you've altered a document, you've altered an image, and I did get an image ready for people to alter. So I'm going to upload an image, and I just found a picture on the internet very quickly earlier. There we are. Choose the file. It's going to change my page. So if this were, for example, I mean, I know we've got butchery apprentices. If this were a piece of meat that had been butchered quite badly, I might ask my apprentices to circle or highlight the parts that had been done particularly badly and then put a little bit of text and explain why. So this can be done collaboratively. We've found that you can only have 10 people in the free version. So what I am going to show you today, they are all the free versions. But remember, with anything free, they want to give you a taste of how good it is to encourage you to buy the more expensive version. I'm quite happy with the free version. We personally don't have huge amounts of people in our workshops at any one time, so I was quite happy with the free version. And someone circled the meerkats for me. But you can see that, you know, you can also have a bit of fun with it as well. There we are. The free version is fantastic as it is. I like that. I'm not sure who wrote that, but it is great, and I really like Twiddler, and it's a nice way to collaborate. If it's sort of a more informal collaboration. You actually can have audio on it as well, but I'm not going to have that on today because obviously we're all meeting and sharing via Teams. So that's Twiddler, the first one of 6 or 7 I've got to show you. I'm not going to show you the ins and outs of how to set them up, but hopefully showing you a taste of them will encourage you to go and do a bit of research on your own. I've chosen all easy ones to use simply because I quite like them easy. I don't like anything too complicated. If it's really, really complicated, I won't use it. So there we are. Oh, I lost my cursor. So that's Twiddler. I'll open this up to questions later on, right at the very end. So if you've got any questions about Twiddler, please jot them down and keep them until the end. Okay, let's close that one and show you I've got to say, out of all of them, this is my absolute favourite, and everyone I've shown this to so far has gone, oh, that's fantastic, I'm going to use that. And I've had lots of calls about this week asking me how to use it or how to do something. So this is called Mentimeter, and the fact that it's got meter in the name tells you it kind of measures something. So we're going to measure our audience or our team's participation, as it were. So again, this one you do have to sign up. So you would sign up. It's a free account, and you can create your presentations. So if I just quickly, for now, just click New Presentation, I'm just going to type it new. And I will show you the types of question, the types of thing it can do. So on your slide, you can have multiple choice questions, word clouds, open-ended questions, image choices. You can rank things, sliding scales. And again, with the free version, there is a limited number of these that you can have. I think it's 5 questions and 2 quizzes that you can have. So in total, 7 slides for free. But what I'm going to show you now is one of the ones that I have. Here's one I made earlier, ready for today, with my helpful elves, ready to show you how it works. So I've got a pre-made one that I did earlier. I'm going to click present. So you may be in a meeting doing this, it might be in a workshop, it might be in, again, team collaboration, and it might be people in one room, but it might also be they might be scattered all over the country. What's nice about this is people can use their mobile phones for this one as well, which is great. I think it's a really nice starter or energizer. Look, they've already started. Look at this. I think it's a really nice starter or energizer to get people interested. Everyone loves to play with their phone, don't they? So ask them to get it out at the beginning of a session for this, and you're well away. So there you are. You can see that I've got 3 people playing. I've already had 2 responses. Hopefully the third one will decide. So all you would do, or you would get your cohort or your group to do, or your team, is go to menti.com and use the code to get in. And you can see how easy it is from the fact that they got on so quickly. They have had a bit of practice. They've played with this before. But again, I encourage you to practice and I encourage you to play with it. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. So what comes to mind when seeing the phrase remote learning? And this is a word cloud. So hopefully the people who are watching now will start to input some words for me, otherwise the screen will be blank. But there is a little bit of a delay on the live, about 10 to 15 seconds. So, there we are. Something new, webinars, distance reading. The more they input, the bigger the word cloud gets. I've only got a few people doing this with me at the moment. You know, imagine a room of 10 people, 15 people. This could be quite something. It could be something that you print out. You know, you could ask, what are our company values in a meeting? And you could have it printed out. You could have it as a screensaver even. You know, the options are endless. So you're in control of it. You say when it ends, and I'm going to move on to the last question. I've got one on this one. It's a ranking question. So I said, your biggest fear when delivering remote learning. And I said, was it the tech not working, that your learners won't be engaged, the difficulty of learning a new tool, or it won't be as good as face-to-face? So when they see this, they'll start putting their answers into order, and they'll submit it, and I will be able to see. Another functionality of this is you can download the reports and the analytics afterwards. And again, it's got some limitations. It is free, but the free version I think is fab. Everyone loves to get on their phones, and as much as I'd love everyone on their phone today, I've asked 3 people simply because it makes it easier for me to kind of monitor when 3 people have put their answers in rather than more. Oh, it looks like there's another one joined. Mystery. So that's Mentimeter. I really like Mentimeter. I think it's got lots and lots of uses, lots of different types of questions, and I'm sure you could see how yourselves how that would fit into your workplace. I know that some of our trainers this week have been ringing me up asking me how to use it, how to fit it in, can it do this, can it do that? So I know that our own apprentices, they will be having some Mentimeter in their sessions sometime soon. The next one I'm going to show you. Oh, seven people attending now. The next one I'm going to show you, and again, sorry if I'm going quite quickly, is an extension to your browser called Loom. So it's a website that you go to, loom.com. And again, you will have to register for this one, but the free version is fantastic. And what you do is you download an extension pack for your browser. And what Loom does is if you need to show something on a computer to somebody who isn't perhaps very tech savvy, or you want to show them a difficult skill that you have to do on a computer where there's lots of different things to click, lots of different segues, different options, the best way to show them, rather than telling them over a screen or having to zoom them, you can film yourself doing it with a voiceover and send it to them. You can share it or get them to view it online equally. So what it will do, it will download an extension and it will be in your browser here. I'm not going to click it now because I don't want to record what I'm doing. But if I click that, in fact I will, I'll show you. It will allow me to start recording. Well, there you are, you can see my face now. Let's get rid of that. It will allow me to start recording the screen and the camera so they can see my face while I'm recording it. I can have camera only, which is just my face, or just the screen with my voiceover. So I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want to record. But what I did do in the week was, for our team, I showed them how to use this, how to use Teams using Loom. So I sent them this video. I sent them this one, free screen recording video software. I showed them how to use it. And in the week as well, I had a webinar that I wanted to record where on a platform where there was no facility for the host to record it. So what I did, I recorded it myself. So I've got that to reference now, so that it was quite a difficult piece of software to use. So I have now got that as a reference. I can go back and re-watch it. This one I can send out to all of our team. So if they're not sure how to use Teams or how to set up a live event, I recorded that for them, and I'll show you, but you won't hear any sound because Teams haven't got the functionality for that. So that was me talking over, me sort of moving my cursor around and explaining how it uses. So again, if you've got something difficult to do or a difficult process that you need to show, record it rather than send a very long detailed email. This is much quicker. So you may find that, I mean, here at Crosby, we're asking you to enrol on our pathway, People Alchemy, if you're not already enrolled, but some people have had difficulty getting on or setting up a username or password. So I would record myself showing you how to go in, set up a username and password, how to access your pathways, how to input answers. It's much quicker than sending a very long email. So that's Loom. I'm going quite speedily. I've got quite a few to get through, as you can see. So next one, HyperSign. This is another recent find of mine, and I really like this one too. So HyperSign, remote presentations, live and interactive. So it's one of those that you can do in the room or you can do remotely. You can use it to get input from your team. You can use it for opinions, feedback, all sorts. So I'll quickly show you down here, and very nicely, there's a few of these different companies at the moment that are offering free webinars on how to use them as well. So not only are some of them offering their offering a free version, or even their sort of free version plus for free, if that makes sense, sort of they're more than basic, they're offering for free. They're also giving you free webinars to show you how to use it, and they've just introduced, and this is very new to me even, a live streaming facility. So you can also not only use your own PowerPoints, but you can live stream from it. So let me show you what it does. Again, you have to register. and I've pre-prepared one for us to have a go at. So what you can do brilliantly is if you don't want to go into Mentimeter or Kahoot and create something completely new from scratch, what you can do with this is use something you have already got. So if I've already got a really nice deck of slides or a nice PDF that I think that's fantastic, I don't want to change that. I'd just like a bit more interactivity. So I found one from back in the day when I was a teacher, from a year 6 space lesson, and I uploaded that just because I wanted it to be something sort of non-work based. So I uploaded a space one. So I'm going to open it, and you can see that it brings up the deck of slides that you've used. But what I'm going to do is if I go into my deck of slides and upload it, I can prepare them. And by preparing them, it means that I can start adding different questions to my slides. So I did how important is it, a sliding scale to this one, and it's very simple. It's a drag and drop type facility. So I want a short answer for this one, so I drag that and drop it into there. I'm not going to put it in, but it is very, very straightforward. So once I've prepared it, if I go back, once I've prepared my slides that I've already got done and I've just wanted to jazz up a bit and create a bit more interactivity, I can go live with them. And again, I've got a few people helping me out. So brilliantly, you can join with the QR code. So just open your camera on your screen, on your phone, scan that or join. So once you've scanned the QR code, I can start the presentation. I'm going to start it from the beginning. So if I was introducing this to a group, again, it might not be people that I'm teaching. It might be people that I'm in a meeting with. I might have something to share there where I want feedback or people's opinions. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a learning tool. These are fantastic communication tools as well. So the objective, if I was teaching this, would be to describe the sun, earth and moon as approximately spherical bodies. Sounds fancy. So if this was, let's say, an L&D workshop, it's very important that you understand how important the learning objective is to them personally. So I've put, how important is today's objective to your own personal learning? And I've already had some answers, and I'm seeing some more pop along here. So I can have the answers on, they will start to appear. And I will be able to, again, I can show my answers, I can show what people have asked. And I can show analytics as well. It's quite brilliant. There we go. I can hide my answers. So I can freeze the question, give people more time. So I'm going to move on and show you a different one. So this one, what's the difference between a sphere and a flat circle? Bit of information, and then just to really drill the point down, I've asked them to kind of apply their knowledge of spheres and flat circles with a question, which of these is not a sphere? So if I show the answers, it will tell me which one is correct. And again, it will give me examples of people answering along the bottom. Hopefully everyone's keeping up. So go through I haven't added questions to all of them. I was just demonstrating really. But yeah, the beauty of this one is you can use something that you've already prepared. It doesn't have to be completely from scratch. So if I end my session, I've had a chance to collect everyone's answers from my team meeting or my workshop. I can then, if I go back into it, I can get all the reports off it, and we love a graph, don't we? So it tells me how many answers I've had, how many people have answered which one, participant engagement, each engagement with which slide, how long I've spent on each slide talking about it. So if this information is important to you in your business, this is a fantastic one to use. I like this one. You will definitely see this one as part of my workshops that I'll be delivering. I know that quite a few of my other colleagues have asked about this as well, so I'm absolutely positive you'll be seeing it in your HR, L&D, aviation, butchery workshops too. So that one is HyperSay. Video ask. On to the next one. So this is a platform in which you can engage with your audience with a video. It sounds really simple and straightforward. You think, oh, well, I can do that anyway. But this one collects responses quite brilliantly. So again, as a practice, I made a video. Well, I asked one of the very lovely girls in the office, Lily, to make a video for us because I didn't want to put my face on screen. And there we are. And what she did the video, and it's a question. It was a question for our our team and our staff, and they watch the video, and then what they can do once they've watched it is reply with a text answer. They can reply with a video answer or an audio answer. And what's quite nice about it, it is quite engaging. It's better to have a face-to-face person. So if I was going to a workshop, it would be really nice for me to have in my joining instructions, somebody talking to me on a video, telling me joining instructions, what to expect, and perhaps asking me what my objectives were for the session. And it would give me a really nice opportunity to reply. And it already gives me some face-to-face interaction with somebody I might not have met yet. It creates that familiarity. So on here, I said I could have anonymous answers, but you can request when you create your video that people have to put their name and email address in, because what you can do is email them their responses individually. So I asked our team, for example, what are you putting in place, to help curb the spread of coronavirus, and here are some of our answers. I don't click on some of these because this was just a test session. So anyway, a few people answered with a video, a couple answered with an audio, and I had quite a lot of text answers too. But this week, for example, team leaders, head of departments at Crosby, we're all sharing our sort of department plans and asking for feedback via video ask through our WhatsApp group. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a teaching tool, it can be a communication tool. So that was a short one. WhatsApp, sorry, video ask, try again. Yes, that was a short one. Nice and easy to use, but you do need an account. And if you are going to use it on your phone, it does help if you download the app. Most of these have got an accompanying app. Okay, on to the next. Kahoot. You're probably already familiar with this one. This one's been around in schools for a long time, but we're just kind of getting on the bandwagon with this. It's fantastic, like it says, e-learning, virtual training, but not only that, you can, again, it's great for getting feedback, sending people away with compliancy questionnaires, all kinds of things like that. So I am going to log in to my Kahoots, they're called. They're not called quizzes, they're called Kahoots. And again, the free version is fantastic. But it does limit you to a certain amount of players. So if you go into the pricing section of the website, it does tell you all about how many players you can have and the features for the free version. So I'm going to click on my quiz, and I think I'm hiding something here. There we are. And I'm going to click play, and I've got two options. I can assign the quiz, that means I can send it out to a group of people, or I can present it and we can do it live, and that's the exact one that we are going to do right now. So I'm going to present it live, and I am going to put it in classic mode. In classic mode, it gives me 3 players, and this is only because I've signed up as a business. If you sign up as an individual or an educator, it gives you more players. In fact, this is a fantastic way. If you're stuck at home with your family at the moment, this is a fantastic way to get everyone engaged, get them off their Xboxes and PlayStations. You could have a bit of a pub quiz type thing with your family as well. So, it isn't just, it's got lots of applications. So I'm going to play classic because I haven't got that many people playing today. If I went for team mode, I can actually have 7 different teams. So that would be quite nice in, let's say, a workshop where you've got people around a tablet or a laptop or their phone. You can put them in teams. That's a nice one to play. But I am going to play classic today. There we are. And that's down here. So you can see there that there's a website address. Well, they can have, yeah. Already. One more. They've got a website address, all the apps, they can log in very quickly. Just like Mentimeter and WhatsApp, actually. Got one more. Right, I think I'm going to stop. Okay, so what they will have on their screen is 4 colours. So A, B, C or D, all 4 colours. So what is the coronavirus? And so people who are watching, I've only got 2 people playing, so I know that I'm going to put 2 answers. I've one. Oh, someone must have timed out. So it tells me the answers. What's more important, this is nice for competitiveness. If you do want that competitive edge for whatever reason, there we are. Oh, Craig did answer in the end. There we are. So if you want that competitive edge, it's quite nice to play a Kahoot with them because it does score them. Again, so question 2 of 3. 2 symptoms of coronavirus. They're going to answer again for me. It's headaches, coughing, fever. There we go. So they've answered for me. I could have had either of those. This may not be factually correct, by the way, so please don't message me in a moment and say, is it really a symptom? I'm not sure. This is just for demonstration purposes. There we are again. It re-alters the score. How does the coronavirus spread? And they've answered for me. There we are. So, the Corona quiz, it gives a gold, silver, and bronze medal. I can have feedback. It can give me. I'm not going to go deep into it today, but I can view the report again about engagement. This would be fantastic with a compliancy quiz, a health and safety quiz. No one wants a boring tick sheet type multiple choice. This is a really nice way to send somebody a health and safety or a compliancy quiz. So yeah, that's Kahoot. Again, some of you may have seen it. It is quite a popular one, but I thought it was worth sharing anyway. And again, our team, we've really quite enjoyed playing Kahoot, so I'm sure you will see more of them in your workshops. Let's get rid of that. Leave that. Leave Kahoot. So I'm going to show you Prezi, simply because it's much nicer than PowerPoint. This is, I've only got a few more to show you now. So much nicer than PowerPoint, much slicker. If you haven't used Prezi, go onto the website. And again, Prezi this month, as well as Kahoot and Hypersay, are offering free webinars on how to use it. Lots of free videos online. So it's a version of PowerPoint, but that it just looks a little bit more slick and more engaging. So instead of just having slide after slide after slide, these slides use kind of zooming in and zooming out just to create a little bit more of a more engaging, more smooth looking PowerPoint. So I can present this to my team. And what I've done, I've called it the road to success. And I put them all in here. So, all the little sort of stumbling blocks or little hurdles along the road to success. So again, different ones, I've chosen Loom. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. It looks nice. And this is just a really basic one. There's lots and lots of fantastic templates on here for you to use. I did this because I thought, actually, how can we use all of these tools? And I put this together to start with, but I didn't want to keep nipping in and nipping out of Prezi while I was showing you the different websites. So, what I'm going to show you, what I'm going to talk through are some of the uses, just because it's here right now. So, create quizzes instead of presentations, more engaging, poll employees to get feedback. It might be on what everyone thinks about the new coffee in the office, or it might be something far more serious. Again, event feedback instead of a regular sort of survey monkey survey. Could you send them a Kahoot or a Mentimeter or something like that? New hire training, compliancy quizzes. Send the survey before an event. It's quite good. Lots of trainers have to ascertain the level of knowledge of the people who are attending before they even start the workshop. So it's a really nice way to send, Kahoot, for example, might be a nice way to ascertain level of knowledge before people even join. Energizer, I did mention that. Virtual training quiz, send it as a challenge. Again, just to sort of energize your team. We're all feeling a little bit low at the moment, I think, being in our houses and working from home and not having that office rapport. Send them a quiz, pep them up. So there were a few little uses of some of these, but I decided to put it in Prezi to show you Prezi as well. It just looks more slick. So if I go back to my presentations, if I go to a new one from a template, I think I've chosen from scratch there, haven't I? If I go create from template, I'm just going to show you really quickly before I move on a few of the templates. So you see they are very, very nice looking. All the little dots mean that you can zoom in, zoom out. They are very nice. The sort of business ones, education ones, there's something there that everyone could possibly use, and they look nice, they look professional. I know I haven't got graphic design skills, so my PowerPoints that I create are very basic. They're functional but basic, but these look much nicer. So that's Prezi. Let's close that, and that. Goodness me. Okay, last few. As you're probably aware, we have been using Teams to communicate today. So I know that this will be absolute second nature to some of you, and you do it all the time, but I'm sure that there are some people who are listening right now who won't have had to use these tools before. So I've found two, well, not found, they were already there anyway. I've started using two tools that are really helping me and my team get together and collaborate easily. So we like Zoom. If you haven't tried Zoom, I would absolutely say have a go at the free version, because it does offer lots and lots of options. You can have breakout rooms, you can have kind of the raised hand feature. There's lots of things you can do on Zoom, and in fact, again, you can use this in your own personal life. My family and I, we're having a Zoom bingo session this week, one day. So yeah, we're all going to play Zoom bingo on Zoom. So again, really easy to use. And what's nice about Zoom is that once you've created your login, anyone you invite to a Zoom doesn't actually need to have a Zoom username or password. They can click a link and they will be in the room with you. There are lots and lots of videos on these websites how to use each program or piece of software. So I'm not going to go into that. I just wanted to talk about how to use some of them. Oh gosh, I'm going over time, goodness me. Right, so I will speed up a little bit. So that's Zoom. We've been using Teams as it is, and I will show you Teams quickly because this is what I can see that you can't. So on here, I will have different screens. At the moment, I'm producing a live event, so it's a bit different for me. I can see something a bit different to what you can see. So I can see what I want to send live and what is actually live at the moment. So we've been using Teams, and Teams very nicely works with your Outlook calendar if that's what you use. And you can patch into this as well. You can patch Zoom into this and other different things as apps. So it's very clever. And again, there are lots and lots of videos online to show you how this works. Equally, you've all had an email from me telling you the joining instructions. If any of you are, incredibly stuck or really need some help and can't find it online, if you message me, I'm not saying that I'm a massive expert, but I will do my best to find a solution for you. The last thing I'm going to show you is if you do decide to get together via Zoom or Skype or even FaceTime, whatever, and you haven't got on whatever you're using a question and answer functionality, you can use this, and it's called Slido, and it's a little bit like it offers some functionality of the same as Hypersay and Mentimeter in the fact that you can have live polls, analytics, and get the audience involved. But I'm going to show you anyway, because you may not want all of that other stuff. You might just want an audience question answer session at the end. You might have had a team meeting, question and answers, and this is how we do it. So I just said, do you have any questions? And I'm going to click present mode. There we are. Again, people can join with a QR code or join at slido.com using the code. So I'm waiting for a few people to join. Hopefully we will get a question. So I can do several things with this. I can change the order of the questions. Other people can bump a question up if they like it. 2 or 3 people clicking like on a question will tell me that actually that one definitely needs answering. I can say, right, that one's answered. I can tick it and it's gone. So I'm hoping that I have somebody watching who wants to ask a question at this point. These aren't the real ones. This is just a practice. These aren't the real questions. So I'm not sure whether I've got Craig or Lily jumping on. Perhaps not. But you see the functionality of, oh, hang on, we had a question there. Is there a limit of people who can visit your Prezi slideshow? Good question. Do you know what? I'll be honest, I don't know. I will find out for you. I think you can send it to unlimited on the basic, but I think when you're having a live one, I've got a feeling it's 100 participants. Which is your favourite tool? Oh, Hypersay, I think. So as you can see, again, I'll go back to present mode because it's looking a bit smarter now. We've got some questions flowing in. I have to remember that there's a 20-second delay on this as well. It's decided not to work for us now. The beauty. Oh, there we are. So I can move the questions up. They can be liked, right? Do you have any questions? I've answered that. It's gone. I've answered that. It can go. So what's for tea tonight? Best question. I'm having Tuscan sausage caponata, actually. Do you have a limit of questions? Again, I'm not sure on all of these, but I've just found them useful for me. The free versions are always going to have some sort of limitations. And I haven't delved into every single one. I just wanted to show you some of the tools that we would be using and some of the tools that perhaps you could use in your team meetings or your webinars or your, back when we get to it, your face-to-face sessions, or even to have a bit of fun with your family, like I will be. Can you set up? I'm not sure what that means. How secure is the data people input? That is a really good question. All of these websites to function, because to function for the UK, they have to comply to GDPR data. But when you sign up, it also gives you an I agree to statement. So when you sign up and agree to it, I would suggest you read through that very, religiously if that's a concern of yours. Do people need their mobile phones while watching? Again, that's entirely up to you. Some of these have used their mobile phones, but some of them haven't. I think it's nice because I think that people feel an urge to touch their phones quite a lot anyway. So I think it's nice if instead of the phones there as kind of a, put your phones away type thing, instead use it as a tool to teach. Instead of telling them to put their phones away so they're not distracting, use it as a tool and say, right, get your phones out, we're going to play a game. So I think that's a way around it. So what I am going to do is open questions and answers. Oh, people are already jumping in for me. There we are. Let's move some of these over. So make an announcement. Ask away. So I am going to, briefly. So you now should have the question and answers open. And if you have got any questions, pop them in, or if you've got any feedback, more to the point. So did you enjoy the session? Have you learned anything? Is there anything that, even if there's one of those tools that you're going to take away and think, do you know what, I'm going to use that, I'm going to have a go, I'm going to go away and play with it. It would be really nice to know about that. So yeah, while I will wait for a few questions if you want to send them. So just a little bit about Crosby. I know that we have got people today who obviously we invited our Crosby members, and we invited our team, we invited our apprentices, old and new, and our employers. But I've spotted on the join up list people who didn't necessarily have any association to Crosby. But yeah, so this is what we do. We try and make the best of the situation. We go above and beyond for our apprentices, and we've got a fantastic team who are working really, really hard to make sure that these remote tools are being used as best as they can. Trying to get you through your apprenticeships and to succeed your endpoint assessments. So I don't think I've got any questions coming through on that one. I will give it a moment. So, excuse me. The last thing I'm going to show you is the handout that I will be showing you. So, remote learning and communication tasks. This is what I'll kind of leave it on, what I've shown you today, and then I'm going to end it. I will be sending you this, just a little overview of what we've looked at and what each one does and where you can find it. I'll send you all that via your emails. So hopefully you've taken something away from today. Again, if you want to give me feedback via my email or anything like that, I would be most grateful. If you want to get in touch with any of us, you spotted a website address there, info@crosbytraining.co.uk. Hopefully, you're going to use something that I've shown you today. So thank you for joining. And so you have a great day and stay safe. Bye.